How's it going, people? It is Liam Caddison here, and we are reacting to episode number 8 of season 5 for Lucifer, which is the halfway mark for this season, or the ending of the first part of Lucifer, I heard you guys had to wait a very tiring 9 months for the next part, so however we're going to end things, I can imagine it would have been pulling teeth for you guys, but we know how things ended in the last episode. Not on a great note, with Dan coming in after being manipulated by fucking Michael. Yeah, that's a quote now. Every time, like, Michael breathes, it's like, fucking Michael. So, yeah. But, he was manipulated by Michael to shoot Lucifer, and, to make matters worse, Chloe was in close proximity to Lucifer. We know how that ends, so... But we'll just have to wait and see, because there was a bit of a weird vibe in the last episode, of course, with Chloe taking Lucifer's mojo, and Lucifer panicking left, right, and centre with the fact that his mojo went to Chloe, and, it was all touch and go, so... Especially with a serial killer as well, so that wasn't really adding any kind of calmness, but, I'm really looking forward to getting into this episode, seeing if Lucifer's going to be okay, seeing what kind of repercussions there's going to be with Dan, although, like I said in the last episode, I'm not here to blame Dan or whatever the case, because he was being manipulated and he was grieving, and Michael is like I said, manipulating him, so... Dan did this out of desperation to see Charlotte, to see Trixie, with this newfound belief in heaven and hell. So, yeah. But, I'm nervous about coming into this episode, so with that said, let's get into episode number 8 of season 5 for Lucifer. Let's go. Nice fitting song, right? Is he bleeding, though? Is he bleeding? I mean,
He is. I didn't handle it well either, but he's not what the world makes him out to be. He's a good person. He is.
Even ask Linda. We haven't had much Linda and Dan scenes.
You know him.
What? Are you kidding me?
It's crazy. It's crazy. You're all crazy. Well, I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't think cool is in Dan's repertoire.
Well, secrets out. It's kind of like discovering someone's cheating, in a sense.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm more than okay. I'm completely invulnerable, even around
Is this
you.
like... Is this related to the mojo?
Why now?
Well,
What's that?
No.
It's a key to my place. Yeah, that way you don't, have to wait outside for me next time.
That's a bit too soon. How you guys been
shoot.
dating what, like an episode?
Is this too fast?
Nope. Not at all. It's totally too fast. Am
Yeah.
I crazy?
No. You're right.
Bloody hell. And no one else is batting an eye. You just dangled a snake.
No, that's not what I mean. Dan is fragile right now. Please don't do something else to set him off.
What are you gonna do? Bounce another bullet off me?
I don't know why he
Speaking
found out,
of,
though.
I've been thinking. My newfound invulnerability.
Klumsky doesn't know what he's talking about.
Agreed. It was completely useless in my brainstorming session.
Well, what I mean is, I don't think he killed the first 3 victims.
Oh, so?
Someone
Clearly
else
killed that school
did.
teacher Madison, and he took a swing at you. He belongs in prison, then hell. Who cares about the details?
I have a feeling who could be the killer.
About the details, Lucifer, but since you seem
I'm not
concerned
gonna
with
like
getting
it. Could it be
perfect revenge on
Pete?
Dan, why don't you? Lucifer, I was right. Klumsky didn't kill the first 3.
It was
There's another
Pete.
serial killer, and he's still out there. Listen,
Oh, shit.
tomorrow in the arts district.
Woo! Woo! No!
What they can, but no guarantees.
None of this would have happened if I hadn't been distracting myself. I should have listened to the
There we
detective.
go. He's beating himself up, as I suspected.
Yeah, you should have. You should have. You should have been there. Why weren't you there?
Miss
Ella.
We can't lose our heads right now. The detective needs us.
What part of me not picking up are you not picking up on? Chloe's
Yeah.
dead?
Oh, how
Tell me what
she's...
you need me to do.
I love how she's, like, she can be mad at Lucifer, but Chloe's in danger. She's gonna go off.
Yes, we traced Lily Man's IP.
god.
It's not Chloe. Thank God.
Whew.
Which means she's still out there. In the hands of that bastard.
I mean, it still sucks for the family of that person, but...
Howard. Just like them. But at least they came up with their own shtick.
Mm-hmm. Copycat.
Who are you?
We're gonna get to know each other real well.
Oh, be scared, buddy.
Back to the precinct, but you do your thing. This is perfect for you. It's connected to the Whisper Killer case.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know what else is? Him!
Hey,
Yeah.
this is probably dumb, but I did a ton of research on the Whisper Killer. It's all in a box at my place. You would ever want it.
Mojo, I just ask, what is it you desire?
I want to be a dancer.
Ah!
Mojo just won.
Yay, it worked again!
I've never told anyone that before.
I'm back. Maze, I'm back. Right. Right, well, we're
Eyes on the...
apparition
Yeah.
stuff.
Amenadiel had a baby with a human.
And I'm watching the
There's a
Buffyverse.
first for everything, right?
Well, that's different. We're angels. You're just a demon. Oh! Ah, there she is.
You know how Ella likes the bad boys? Well, this went from one extreme to another.
Ella.
You bastard!
Hey!
Ella, I really wish you hadn't gone in there.
No, don't!
You piece of shit!
Such a bummer. I was really hoping.
You are... Oh my god. Okay, 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 okay. Nice, nice. Good on Ella.
He hasn't said a word since his arrest.
She didn't hit me, she screamed at me all day, every day.
And,
Is that why
and
you
that's a
cut all those women's
motive.
vocal cords?
Was that too obvious? Should I have cut their hearts out instead?
All this because your mommy was mean to you?
No, she wasn't just mean to me. She didn't love me.
You fooled me. Congrats.
But it's all because it's love. And he, you know, twisted
The
it.
only time I ever feel anything is when I'm hearing them choke on their own blood. Unable to talk.
Wait.
I don't know, okay? I didn't do anything to her, I swear.
You really have
Wait,
no idea where
what?
she is, do you?
So he didn't?
Else,
Wait a
just to be clear,
second.
this is you breaking up with me, right?
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be...
You're gonna
Yeah.
burn in hell.
Yeah.
He's self-actualized, right? Which means him choosing to be vulnerable around you, it actually meant something. So I'm just, putting it out there. But I wonder what this new development could mean.
You're wrong. Lucifer and I are closer than ever.
I think she's worried about, like,
Yeah, you're probably right.
With Lucifer-
Well, no, Lucifer doesn't lie.
yeah,
So,
he...
when he
she
tells you
might
he loves you, you know
lose
he
him.
really means it, right? Don't worry, detective. I will be back before you know it. Enjoy the cave.
There's that worry. She's worried she's gonna lose him. I love you goes both ways. It's also scary for Lucifer as well, so... Oh.
Found him in a bar, wasted.
He does whatever angelic things he's planning on doing.
Wait, what are you, kidnapped?
Yes.
Is that why everyone's on high alert? Why didn't you tell me? Somebody let me out of here so I
Because you wouldn't listen!
What are you gonna do? Tell them that some archangel took her?
I don't know exactly.
How can you not know? Did he blindfold you?
Well, I kind of maybe passed out on the flight there.
Of course,
You
Dad.
have got to be kidding me.
Oh, man, I'm afraid of heights. Do you know what roller coasters do to me?
Yeah, yeah.
believe
well,
me, flying
we,
is-
I didn't forget.
Way worse.
Oh, it's not gonna work, hun. Or maybe it might. Eh! Oh, did she hit Lucifer?
What are you doing here?
Did she hit Lucifer?
Pretty mighty swing you've got there, detective. Are all abandoned zoos this dangerous?
Lucifer.
I heard the doctor say it was just a normal cold. I'm so sorry.
What do you mean, sorry, Michael? That's good news.
Not in 2020.
Brother,
COVID.
you understand what that means, right?
No.
Self-isolation. He's trying to play him. No, come on.
Honey!
Be vulnerable with me.
I know what's happened here. Michael got inside your head, didn't he? What did he say to you?
You know he taps into
I
people's
mean, you
fears.
can't really blame Chloe for thinking this way, because
I guess
it does
part of me
seem
is
worrying.
Of what?
Afraid that you don't feel the same way that I feel about you.
Oh, come on, stop doing this.
I do, of course I do.
Right.
No, it's... Chloe.
He never says Chloe until... Come on!
Detective.
What? Come on!
All of this time, I thought...
Oh,
I assumed he was like me, like us. But
there we
he's
go,
not.
it's the more human side
He's
that was
just like
prevailing.
every other ordinary human child. He'll get sick again. He'll feel pain, grow old, suffer.
Oh, Menadel.
Who's destined to suffer and die a horrible human death. Menadel Charlie's not going to die. Now who's lying? I meant anytime soon. But they grow up so fast.
Wow! Oh my!
They don't
It's
let him
it's
get
the
inside their
angel
head.
and the devil on his
He's
shoulder.
already thinking.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Oh, again with the blame game. It's not my fault you impregnated one of these filthy little humans.
Wow! Come on, Menadel.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds offensive, but oh my god, look at that slow-mo shot that... Holy shit!
Get up. We're not done.
Why would you ever trust Michael? He's a
It's all
liar.
kicking off!
Which is apparently more important to you than I am.
No. No. Oh my god, what? Oh my god, it's all kicking off! What the heck? Oh my lord! Yeah, she has to be put down. I'm like impressed how they're just dodging everyone effectively. I love seeing True Bros clash. Hang on. This is insane. Damn it, Maze. No! No! No way! Is this God?
Dad.
Holy fuck! Oh my god, we're actually...
Children, you know I hate it when you fight.
Yo! What the fuck? He does sound a bit different from Neil Gaiman though, but... He got really sick of this shit and was like, you know what? Crying out loud. Wow. I mean, the like bust up with the tag team match, I guess you could say, was epic itself. But God just came down. Oh my fuck. To be fair, I think it was right that he had to intervene. Because at some point or another, this shit was... I don't know, I want to say this shit was inevitable, like God would have to intervene in something, given the mess that, I guess, Celestials... And Michael as well, like, he's just adding insult to injury, but fuck. I am so ready for the next part of this season, with God entering the fray, with about everything, how Ella's gonna cope, of course, after this episode, Dan as well. There's just so much that I'm really looking forward to, and I can understand that you guys could probably be a bit pissed. Like, God finally appears. See, in two minds, it feels like it's an inevitability that God would, come about on Lucifer. He's been talked about so much, and we did hear him in the Once Upon a Time episode, but we didn't get to see him, and I feel like it was a hope that God would come by at some point, and yeah. But there's also that thing about, do we keep him a mystery? Is it best for him to not show up, but his voice could be heard? But it's not like there is any mystique about God's existence, right? Because he is real. So, yeah. Whatever side you want to, I guess, pick for that, it's so good, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with God's arrival. He's finally had enough. He's had enough of their shit. So, yeah, but I'm really looking forward to seeing where things go from here onwards, especially with the Dexter relationship, because we nearly had Lucifer saying those 3 special words, and bloody... I mean, it's not Amenadel's fault, really, because he had no control, but still... So, yeah. And it didn't help that Michael invoked that fear in Amenadel because of the idea that Charlie had a human cold. And that was pretty pivotal because his human side was prevailing so much that he is more human than celestial, I think. There's a more human... Like, I feel like with the direction, because I think they have explained that he's part celestial, part human. I think the direction is there are some celestial qualities that he will benefit from, but he will also suffer the human side effects as well at the same time. He will still grow old, but there are still some things that he would be able to do, potentially, that... humans might not be able to. So that's the way I think of the situation. So yeah, but still, it was really, really interesting to see just that situation from there onwards until the moment the credits hit, because we had an ace fight with some amazing visuals. Like, I really loved when Maze shattered Lucifer through the glass panel, and you saw the shards just stay in place. Everything was affected. So that was a really, really cool shot, and I loved the devil and angel on the Menadel shoulder. And it's funny because it's the roles reversed, because the angel in this case is Lucifer, and then you have the devil being Michael. Which is funny considering in actuality Michael is an archangel and Lucifer's the devil. But Michael is the bigger problem at the minute in terms of causing anxiety for Amenadel. So whereas Lucifer's trying to pacify him. So I really liked that shot. And the fight itself was just really great. Like, you really embraced the energy, and it was just so great to see these Celestials go off, really, and I guess unleash a bit of what they've been holding back, because Lucifer was able to put Maze down quite a couple of times, and it got pretty brutal. So I really loved how the fight transpired. It was so great, and I mean, obviously Lucifer, Lucifer didn't really have that much of a battle with Michael, but he did get in some, attacks. But it was mainly a Menadel versus Michael, which was really, really great. But then there was Maze teaming up with. I wish they would not do this. I mean, it feels like deja vu at this point, because it's happened before, and yeah, I mean, obviously Maze is going to be a character that will have problematic sides with Lucifer, but I feel like it's so easy. Like, I mean, this is the thing with Maze. She's been dangled this carrot with the fact that you'll get your soul, because Michael's able to exploit that. And yeah, it makes sense for Maze to align with Michael being able to get to her like that. But my issue is it just feels like a rehash of what happened with Pierce, really. So yeah, and yeah, I just worry about, especially with the fact that Lucifer's not exactly helping, because it sounds like he's more ridiculing, if anything, in Maze's perspective, because he's saying, it's impossible for a demon to get a soul, and then she's bringing up all these questions, well, this is possible, and this is possible, and now you have Michael, who, the problem is with Michael, I think Maze has an idea about how manipulative he can be, and she's not accounting for the fact that Michael is the greater enemy here, and he could be saying that just to get Maze on his side. I just worry that, like, with Maze teaming up with Michael, she's not putting so much focus, if that makes sense. She's not like learning from their encounter in episode 3, was it? I think it was episode 3. Yeah, it was. When there was this whole idea about, I guess, hurting Chloe, and not just that though, but he hurt Chloe again. So, and it feels like there should be a stop sign. Like that for Maze, she needs to realize, I shouldn't trust this person because he is dodgy. He's hurt Chloe on a couple of occasions, and yeah, so it just feels like a bit of a rehash, and I'm hoping that Maze just does see some clarity, because maybe it might be an impossibility for a demon to get a soul, because there are like cases on like the Buffyverse, for example, where that clearly isn't the case, but this show isn't in the Buffyverse, so it can make its own rules regarding a demon getting a soul. And maybe that's it, but I think I think Maze and Lucifer need to sit down, especially with the angst that's going on, especially with the whole Lilith story, and I think they need to talk things out, and for Maze to have to have some, to absorb some kind of common knowledge, so she doesn't decide to deviate to whoever the season 6 main villain might be. So because that's my worry, that it could happen like that, like something will happen and Maze will just quickly jump ship. So yeah, because it was only like it wasn't even 5 minutes that she was rallying with Dan and Lucifer to free Chloe, and then Michael's like, so what do you think about getting a soul? And then Maze is like, I'm in. So yeah, but there is that appeal, especially with Lucifer dismissing it, and Michael saying, well, I can get you a soul. So it's just painful, because you want Maze to be on Lucifer's side, and you want to see her develop, and I just feel like she is regressing. So yeah. There was also the whole Dexter thing. It was really heartbreaking, because Lucifer was about to say, I love you. And yeah, so but there was also those worries, especially didn't help with Michael. So and there is that idea about him not being he got his mojo back in this episode, and Chloe's wondering with him no longer being with him no longer feeling that vulnerability, there is that fear that that he doesn't reciprocate the same feelings that she harbors for him. And I feel like it is a complicated mess, especially with the whole celestial thing going on. So, you can't blame Chloe, especially with Michael. You can't blame her for worrying about the fact that maybe he doesn't, maybe with the fact that he's no longer feeling that vulnerability, he doesn't feel that way about me. But I don't know. I feel like there is a more of a strength thing going on regarding why Lucifer's no longer vulnerable, especially to Chloe, and it's not so much about him not feeling, because we even saw it. He was going to say "I love you," and I think this is the first time he really does feel that. And I feel like it's more so about a strength thing, about the fact that because I think I even said it early in the episode, Chloe is Lucifer's strength, and I feel like with everything now aired out, and with Lucifer and Chloe now feeling like they can be in a relationship, there's a greater strength between Lucifer and Chloe, so, and thus, that vulnerability is put aside, and it's all because Lucifer feels he's got this relationship now. He's got some strength, and that's accounting for his vulnerability, if that makes sense. So, but it's more so of a that love makes you stronger, that you can fight off any force, and yeah, so. And I feel like with Lucifer and Chloe, now them two being a thing, he feels so much strength. He feels like he can take this world and whatnot, if that makes sense. But I feel like that's just strength of love, really, and I feel like that is what is causing this vulnerability dilemma in Chloe's mind. But it doesn't help when Michael goads at her. So, but. Yeah, I'm hoping they do have a talk. I just worry that once time gets unpaused, that the "I love you" comment's not going to happen straight away, because why would it? So yeah, but I really loved how this episode went by. I really loved how half of the episode was focused on the on Pete being the bloody serial killer. Yeah. I just had a feeling, especially when Chloe was concerned about, okay, well, I feel like something doesn't add up about the guy we captured, and it seems like if anything, he was a fall guy in a sense to the real killer, the one who's been actually committing these murders. And especially with how, because I did say, I think in the last episode, that I feel like Pete's going to play off, like he's not just a random guy to make Ella happy. There is something up with Pete, whether it's good, whether it's bad. And I could have been a fool and just assumed it was Pete, and been wrong about it, and I wouldn't have minded that. At least he would have been a good guy, but damn it, Pete had to be a serial killer. So, yeah, I was just worried when they brought up, oh, well, someone else must have been doing this, and not just that, though, but when you start to put two, like, it didn't help when the nerd thing and the serial killer thing came about, and you're bridging those dots together, and yeah, you're just connecting the dots, and especially with how worryingly fast Pete was in terms of asking Ella to move in. Yeah, you just start worrying, and yeah, Pete, bloody hell. So I just feel so bad for Maze. I want to give her for Ella. I just want to give her a hug. Like, she wanted to find someone who was nice, who wasn't really this bad boy, and she found the ultimate pick, really, unknowingly. And this is why this is what I'm talking about in regards to focusing on Ella for the second part of this season, because is she going to spiral like Dan? What's going to happen? Because you know, you have you want to find someone else who's not a bad boy or whatever, and you think you found the one, but he's the worst of them all, really, because he's a serial killer, and he was having eyes for you in terms of the chopping block, and yeah, so I want to give her a hug. But also Dan was, I really loved how they resolved Dan and the fact that he is, I guess now, he's now quelled in terms of his worries. And understandably, he was going to be worried about seeing Lucifer's devil face. And he was going to have similar reactions to Linda, to Chloe, about, you know, freaking out. And that continued after Lucifer survived the bullet, and we even saw in the interrogation room that Dan was dancing about. So, yeah, but I really loved how Lucifer was able to get him to see that he is the better person. And like I said in the last episode, it's understandable why why Dan would believe Michael, because Michael's decent. So he's going to take that for face value with the newfound knowledge of heaven and hell existing. He's going to, he has no reason to dismiss, Michael's comments, especially with the fact that this is a chance for him to bypass hell and go straight to heaven to be with Charlotte. So of course he's going to react in fear, and he's not going to be on Lucifer's side. It was just mad that Lucifer was trying to punish Dan. So yeah, but hopefully now Dan has a more benevolent reaction to now that he's able to be set straight regarding Michael and how Lucifer's the better twin. So yeah, hopefully we'll get to see that, and then maybe them two can be bracelet bros again. Who knows? Maybe. But yeah, I really loved how they kind of wrapped up Dan's thing without stretching it for too long, or without making it worry like Dan was going to turn into his season 4 self, because I think following season 4 that there is valid concern placed in regards to Dan potentially falling down that hole again. So yeah, but thankfully they wrapped that up, and yeah, so but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what does happen for the second part of this season. I'm not sure if God's gonna be sticking around for quite some time, or if this is gonna be like a 10-minute thing where, what? Can he not just take Michael back and ground his ass, please? Just do so. Be rid of that biatch. So yeah. But I also really like the twist that Pete didn't, you know, kidnap Chloe. It was Michael, so we were concerned about that. So, yeah, but please, ground Michael. He's being a nuisance. So, he's being that mischievous kid who is just ruining everyone's day, and he needs to be taken down a peg. So, yeah. It's just going to be interesting because, like I said, I'm not sure if God's going to be sticking around to keep an eye on Michael or whatever. I feel like then there needs to be some kind of like, we can't resume things like God can go back and whatever without Michael being dealt with, because he's going to be causing issues again. So I feel like something's going to need to happen. So it'll be very interesting to see what does happen. But yeah, what a really, really incredible way to conclude, I guess, this portion of Season 5. So looking forward to seeing what happens next. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my Media Feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!